It would be bonds, it would be stocks of both in the United States and elsewhere. We found them in Korea a few years ago that were ridiculously cheap. You basically had to make very significant returns, but you couldn't put big money out in it. So it could be in stocks, it could be in bonds, wouldn't be in currencies.
The amount in your bank account is only one component of your net worth. It serves as a gauge of your financial situation. When you deposit cash into a bank account, you may quickly get interest. But the interest banks now pay out is even keeping up with inflation, which is a drawback. What does this mean? You have to look for assets which are better than cash. In this video, we'll look at these assets that have a better value than cash and are a good choice for long-term investment. These assets are the ones that billionaires like Warren Buffett have been holding on to. Let's start with the first asset you should you. Yes, you are the greatest asset that you have. You are more valuable than any amount of cash. The money can be lost or stolen because you have a scarce skill set. Think about how many opportunities are to build and create your product or service. Instead of riding the coattails or investing in other people's businesses, why don't you start providing the end users with a service or product only you can provide? If you've not yet discovered your skills, it's time to check out my previous videos and polish a skill that can earn a living. Believe in yourself and make it happen.
The most important asset your students have is themselves. I will take a person graduating from college, and assuming they're in normal shape and everything, I will be glad to pay them, probably $50,000 for 10% of all their earnings for the rest of their lives. Well, if I'm willing to pay them 10% for $50,000 for 10%, that means they're worth $500,000 if they haven't got a dime in their pocket, as long as they've got a good mind and a good body. Now, that asset is far, far more important than any other asset they've got, unless they've been very lucky in terms of inheritance or something. But overwhelmingly, their main asset is themselves, and they ought to treat their main asset as they would any other asset.
With his art, John Curran stands as the most highly paid drawing artist. With his foot and at 24 exclamation mark, Kylian Mbappe stands as the most highly paid footballer. With his camera, Lindsay Addario stands as the world's highest paid photographer. With his skills in writing, Stephen King stands as a millionaire in the writing industry. The decision of what to hold in your portfolio when things get rocky is much simpler than you might think if you're a subscriber of my channel. Second asset you should have: platinum, silver, and gold. The price of gold may increase by 1,000% from its 2025 level in the ensuing 10 years. By 2035, the cost of gold may reach $17,000. The most incredible times to buy gold, according to Gold Silver, are early January, early March, early April, and then again from early June through early July. Contrarily, silver has a wide range of applications in the industrial and medicinal sectors. Silver is utilized in various products outside jewelry, including solar energy, cameras, telephones, and computers. Because of this, silver satisfies Buffett's requirement that an asset has a natural, observable value. There are innumerable things on the market now that incorporate silver, and finding a suitable replacement is probably challenging.
The production of silver and the reclamation of silver, I don't remember the numbers exactly now, but they were running perhaps 100 million ounces or thereabouts less than the consumption. And now a lot of consumption has gone down in photography, but that's where the reclamation was too, so that those tended more to balance each other out. I haven't looked at the figures for the last year or so, but silver was out of balance. Now, on the other hand, there were enormous quantities of silver above ground, and there were huge quantities of silver that could possibly be removed from other uses, perhaps in jewelry and all kinds of things that could conceivably add to supply, as they did in the early 1980s when the Hunt Brothers thing took place. But overall, silver was being produced and reclaimed at a lesser rate than it was being consumed, and added to that was the fact that there are relatively few pure silver mines. Silver is largely produced as a byproduct of copper and lead and zinc. And
Silver so has a significant edge. Platinum is a solid investment choice for people wishing to diversify their portfolios with precious metals because of their long-term worth due to their scarcity. On international commodities markets, platinum is traded constantly, much like gold and silver. Because it is significantly rarer than gold, another asset that may be a haven for you is art. Let's be truthful. Do you comprehend why wealthy individuals spend ridiculous sums of money on artwork that your toddler might produce? Orient. Perhaps you enjoy Rothko's strange black and red canvases? Well, because art will always be expensive, the wealthy employ these as repositories of value. Statistically, art is a better investment than the S&P 500. Perhaps you don't have the millions of dollars to purchase one of these exorbitantly priced paintings for yourself, but options are now available. Websites like masterworks.io let familiar people own large pieces of art through fractional ownership. Onto the fifth asset, altcoins. We are witnessing the emergence of new businesses providing a wide range of services to the market in this brand new blockchain environment. The same thing took place when the internet first appeared, gaining popularity. With alt currencies, you can invest in Google, Amazon, Facebook, Yahoo's, and more of this new technology at an early stage, which is something you couldn't do when Google was first established. The overall fastest growing altcoin is Fidout FGHT. It raised $2 million in just 72 hours. Fidout is currently the cryptocurrency with the quickest rate of growth. If you want to diversify your portfolio on altcoins this year, you can also go for Ethereum, Polygon, Tron, Litecoin, Solana, or Polkadot. Asset number 5, luxury watches. You're still not rich like Buffett because you spend your money on liabilities like gadgets and devices. Wealthy people are aware of a phenomenon that the general public is not, a point at which a specific class of goods begins to appreciate over time. This results from the product's rarity, artistry, and tradition. That tells us how many watches exist because of their inherent worth. The price will eventually increase as long as the currency value keeps pace with inflation. Consider a Rolex from 1957 as an example. This watch costs $5,300. That was the quickest indication of how quickly expensive timepieces rise in value. Currently, Rolex Submariner, Patek Philippe Nautilus, and Cartier are the 3 luxury watches to purchase as investments. On to our 6th asset, commodities. From the era of the barter system to the present, when the title of products is transferred through computerized exchanges in forwards, futures, and options, the commodity market has seen substantial development. Today, various metals, energy goods, and agricultural items are available for trading in futures and options contracts on exchanges worldwide. Traders, arbitrageurs, and hedgers may now choose from a broader range of investing strategies thanks to commodities, depending on their financial or commercial goals. Commodities have advanced as an asset class by creating commodity futures indices and investment options that benchmark against these indexes. Asset number 7, value stocks. Several factors might influence your decision to invest in a specific business. However, there is one that the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, Buffett, advises against at all costs: purchasing a stock purely on the assumption that its value would rise. This is so because no investor, no matter how good, can accurately forecast how the market will behave. But with my daily tips, you can be confident about what to invest in. Press that subscribe button and turn the notifications bell on. You should put money into businesses you are familiar with and think will provide value over time. If you're concerned about your financial security and are thinking about investing, check out the first link in the description. It's the platform I use, Interactive Brokers. Click the link to learn more. Asset number 8, real estates. Real estate returns have little volatility, and as the value rises over time, they offer a source of steady and consistent returns. According to Zillow, the largest real estate marketplace in the U.S., the price of the average home in the nation has doubled in the last 5 years, and the pace of price increases is only picking up. Save now and purchase that home. Asset number 9, raw materials. Investing option is raw materials, an excellent portfolio diversifier. The raw resources required to generate goods and services are available from material stockpiles. These enterprises often prosper in a robust economy, which makes them attractive investments. Additionally, many firms in the materials sector provide continuous cash flow and distribute money to investors in the form of recurring dividends. You can take advantage of the market by investing in material stocks like Nucor and Rio Tinto. Asset number 10, land. If there is one minimal resource on the globe, it is the land. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, we are confident of the amount of arable land present, even if we were to create artificial islands like those in the Maldives or Dubai, which would be extremely expensive. Over the last year, the cost of agricultural land has increased by 7%, continuing a trend that began in 2007. Our world has evolved, and land is currently in high demand. This is why you should get a deal from a broker right now. Asset number 11, mutual funds. According to statistics from Value Research, large cap funds have returned an average of 13.36% over 10 years. An individual stock entails higher risk than a mutual fund, which is why having shares in a mutual fund is advised over doing so. Depending on the SIP amount you set aside, continuously investing in mutual funds while conducting the research might make you a millionaire in as little as 10 years. Buffett has long advised investors to invest in low-cost index funds, containing all the stocks in an index, automatically diversifying their portfolio. Including low-cost index funds in your portfolio is worthwhile if Buffett, a seasoned value investor, sees their advantages. Asset number 12, livestock. You heard that right? Pigs, cows, chicks, sheep, and goats can be an asset to you. Animals raised in the past that will be used to generate goods in the future are considered capital assets. The predicted future return on capital justifies saving money or borrowing money to invest in or purchase cattle. Livestock supports the livelihoods of at least 1.3 billion people globally, contributing to about 40% of the total agricultural output in rich nations and 20% in developing ones. It's time to build that livestock shed. With these 12 assets, you can invest in them without going through all the bureaucracy of setting up a whole new LLC or trust. If you're concerned about your financial security and are thinking about investing, check out the first link in the description. It's the platform I use, Interactive Brokers. Click the link to learn more. In my next video, you'll learn to rediscover yourself and get the most out of your life. You'll also learn to find the hidden abilities in your cocoon that can help you live a better life and achieve great things. Take 6 minutes out of your day and watch this video.